I'm back! Hi everybody, did you miss me? Sorry, I have been off for a while. Only my Patreon and some of my friends are aware of the fact that there was a death in my family on Christmas. My mom's younger sister passed away on Christmas Day, so the holidays for me were hard. Christmas was hard. The day after that was hard. The rest of 2020 was hard. We buried her. She's my mom's younger sister. So, and my grandparents, like my mom's parents, are still alive. And it's hard for you as a parent to bury your child. So it was a hard period for my entire family. I was not in the right headspace to produce. I lost any interest in filming or just doing anything booktube related. The video you guys got at the end of the year was a scheduled video. It was one I'd done before and I'd scheduled it, so that was why you were able to get that. But I've not. This is the first time I'm filming in almost 6 weeks, and I'm actually very excited because one, just being able to get the well wishes of those that I know and those that were looking out for me helped. Some of you even reached out to me even though you did not know what I was going through. For that, I'm very thankful. And I also got some books for Christmas, which there's something about losing a loved one during a holiday that just changes that holiday forever for you. So I would always associate Christmas with the death of my aunt, just like I would always associate Valentine's Day with the death of my father, my stepfather, who passed away on February 15, 2013. And yeah, it's just getting these books at the end of December, it was like a warm blanket. It was so much comfort to me, and some of you all sent messages along with it, and it stole my heart. I just want to say a huge thank you. These books, oh my God, I'm so honored. I'm so blessed to have you all in my life, to have you all that concerned for me, and also to hear that that my content brings you joy, because it makes me happy to share that bit of happiness that I find in books with you on BookTube. So, which was one of the reasons why I started my channel anyway. So I'm really excited to share this book haul with you. I would also like to state that a lot of my end of the year videos that was meant to film last year that I did not do last year, you all will be getting them this year, hopefully in January, early February. So yes, my disappointing reads of 2020 are still coming. My favorite books of 2020 still coming. The series I want to start in 2021 video, all those videos are coming. I got you, boo. I think I will start with the books I got for myself and then move on to the books I got as gifts over the holidays. And I got one before the holidays kicked in, but it was like an early Christmas present. Anyway, I'll start with the books I got for myself, starting with Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Yes, this is the UK hardback. You can see it's gold sprayed edges. This was one I got from Illumicrate because they did a reprint, because this particular edition of the books, of Naomi Novik's books, are out of print. I was really lucky and so thankful that I was able to get it. This basically is a retelling, right? You have this retelling of, the story, the myth of the dragon that comes to the village to take a maiden every couple of years, so it mixes that myth along with the myth of the witch that is stuck in the tower, except for the fact that the witch in the tower is technically the dragon, who is technically not a dragon, just somebody with magic. And the maidens it's not like it's taking them to kill them, it's basically taking the ones that have a bit of magic in them. It's a book I definitely want to read. It's a book I've started and I'm very intrigued because Agnieszka is already my bae. She's someone who is very tomboyish, who cannot help but always mess up her hair, mess up her clothes. I know he's very good friends with this girl Kesa, our friend Kesa in the village, and she was assuming that the wizard is going to take Kesa because everybody loves Kesa. So what happens when it is that the wizard does not take Kesa, the wizard takes Agnieszka instead? I'm very intrigued by it, and yeah, this cover is pretty. This book is going to be gorgeous and I'm ready to read it. Next, I also got Spinning Silver, also by Naomi Novik. Yes, the two books came together. As you can see, it's the hardcover. That's a sprayed gold, this is sprayed silver edges. I cannot wait to read this. This is a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin, but in this case it's Rumpelstiltskin that has a Jewish character, because Miriam, our lead character's father, is a debt collector, but because he's so kind-hearted, he's been failing at it and they're about to fall into poverty. So Miriam takes it upon upon herself to do her father's work, and she does it so well that rumors start spreading, and the fairy king of winter basically shows up and sets up and gives her an impossible task. If she fails, she dies. If she succeeds, she meets a fate worse than death, which I'm intrigued by, because I'm like, what is worse than death? Maybe marrying the winter king? But then I'm like, is that going to be so bad? I guess maybe because anytime I think about marrying the winter king, I flash back to Catherine Arden's what's the name of that Catherine Arden series? Winter Night, the Winter Night series, the Winter Night trilogy. Because I'm like, that Winter King, I would do him in a heartbeat. Like,
Oh, his dick is big. I know it. I know it's big. I mean, oh God, my heart hurts.
But then again, this one might be different. Anyway, Miriam tries to escape that and inadvertently brings in Irina, who has been promised to marry Issa, who apparently is pretending to be someone that he isn't. I'm like, okay, so is he a false personality? Is Issa, is he evil? What exactly is happening? I'm just intrigued by it. Next, I got The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, which is the third book in the Poppy Waltz trilogy. I have read this book. It's going to make it into my video. The question you should ask is that, is it going to make it into my favorite books of 2020 video, or is it going to make it into my most disappointing books of 2020 video? Can you, like, take a hint, take a guess of which of the videos this book is going to make it into? I have thoughts, people. And you're going to hear it firstly in my review, because I did do reviews for both The Poppy War and Dragon Republic when they both came out, and so I'm of course going to do a review for this, and then you all would see exactly which of those videos you would, after the review, you figure out exactly which video is going to make it into. But yeah, this is the third book in the Poppy War series, the end of the trilogy. We follow Rin's story to the end, and I'm not going to say anything more than that, because that would be a spoiler. That would be a lot of spoilers, but yeah. Next, I also got How the King of Elfhame Learned to Tell Stories by Holly Black. This is the Barnes & Noble edition. You all know the Folk of the Air series by Holly Black is one of my favorite series of all time. I have that book. I think that's the series I have the most copy of, because I have a lot of copies of that series. This is meant to be the novella, right? A novella, I won't say it's spin-off, but just like an additional novella of telling things from Carden's perspective. And basically we learn about his childhood, we learn about how he became who he became. And I loved how Holly Black told the story, because our story came full circle. I think I'm going to just talk about it when I'm doing my December-January wrap-up video. But yeah, How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories. And also, this comes with art. Like, the art in this is just stunning. It is, can you see that? It is just gorgeous. It's stunning, isn't it? Look at him. Look at Carden. Look at Carden. I also got, this is one of my picks for Book of the Month, Ties That Feather by Jenny Garrow. This basically follows a young Nigerian girl whose family immigrated to Canada. And if it is that you know anything about Nigerians, you know that Nigerians are very tribalistic when they're at home, aka you must marry within your tribe. But the minute they travel outside the country, they become very nationalistic, aka you must marry within the country. So yeah, they don't care about tribes anymore. Just make sure that you marry a Nigerian. And we follow our lead character, Azere, whose mother has always insisted that she marry a Nigerian. So what happens when it is that she has a one-night stand with this white man and ends up falling for him? I know there's going to be drama, because if you know anything about Nigerian parents, they live for hey, you want to kill me, oh, Azere wants to kill me, oh, now white man, now you want marry, waiting happens, say you don't marry Nigeria. I'm telling you, like, I can just imagine the drama. She's probably going to call like her grandparents, her great-grandparents, all our aunties, all the cousins. Everybody will be like, Azere is bringing shame to the family name. How would you marry a white man and not marry a Nigerian? Like, I am ready for that drama, because when it's not happening to you, when it's happening to someone else, it's highly entertaining.
No, my bad, I'm sorry.
And last of the books I got myself is Christina Lauren's In the Holidays. You all know I have only read one Christina Lauren's book so far. Scratch that. Technically, I have not read one Christina Lauren book. I started a Christina Lauren book, The Honeymooners. It was boring as fuck. Everybody everybody was like, it's fun, it's cute, it's sexy, it's this, it's black, it's this, Christina Lauren is black, it's this. I'm going to offer like Christina Lauren, my firstborn, yada yada yada. Nori, you're going to love Christina Lauren. And I'm like, okay, sure. So I picked on honeymooners, and it was dry. It was drier than stale bread. It was drier than overnight crackers. Like when you leave crackers out and you don't like store them, the way they just, when air hits them and they dry and they become desiccated corpses, like that was how dry that book was. That book was drier than a tomb. And I'm just like, you all lied to me. Anyway, so outside the lies, I'm like, do you know what? It happens. It's possible that maybe the honeymooners is just not my jam. And so when I saw In a Holidays listed as like one of the options I could pay for book of the month, I picked it up because I'm a sucker for punishment, apparently. But also I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it actually does surprise me. This apparently is a Christmassy book that features a time loop. Our lead character, Maylene, is basically, she hates her life. She's living with her parents. She's stuck in a dead-end job. She's just basically not having the best time. And when she has an accident on her way to her family's cabin in Utah, in this like beautiful snowy cabin thing in Utah, when she wakes up, she realizes that she's reliving the moment, she's reliving the days leading to the accident over and over again. So clearly she's going to be stuck in a time loop, and the question is, how is she going to break out of it? I'm over here and I'm like, okay, that sounds intriguing. That definitely is a whole other premise, different from the honeymooners. So I'm hoping that this is finally the Christina Lauren book that gets me interested in their writing. If not, I'm just going to be like, and finally, turns out that In a Holidays was not the final book that I got. The last book I got was The Way Back by Gabrielle Savitz. This came in a book box for me, and I'm very intrigued by this because this follows Jewish folklore, and it's very rare. Like, I rarely stumble upon books that center Jewish folklore. In this, we follow two children who, on the night that death, yes, actual character death, which once again, if you all know, you know I love seeing death like in my books. The character of death, the mythology of death, when death shows up in a book, I'm going to pick it up. Anyway, death rolls through their town, and at the end of the night, the children find themselves in Far Country, which is basically this land that is governed by demons. All the creatures of their mythology that go bump in the night exist in the Far Country, and usually nobody goes there, but these children, as a result of death running through their town, find themselves there, and they will have to make different pacts and confront death, all in their bid to find their way back home, because the title says The Way Back. I want to read it. I repeat, Jewish folklore, which is something we rarely see. Like, we see so many mythology and folklore from other different people, but rarely Jewish. So I am actually very intrigued and ready to read this. Now, moving on to the books I got. First off is Slay by Brittany Morris. This I got from the amazing Lina Akkerman. I'm going to leave everybody's like channels and like if they have channels, I'm going to leave all of that in the description box. Visit their channels, check out their content, subscribe, tell them thank you for me. Like, I'm so honored, I'm so humbled. Lina, thank you so much. I have had Slay on my wish list for a while, and this follows Kira, who is a gamer. She's a black girl, she's a gamer. Not only is she a gamer, she's also a gamer that created a game called Slay. And like, this is a part of her personality that she does not let others know, because like our other persona, the Kira Johnson that everybody else knows, you know, is a honor student, the only black girl in her school, etc, etc. Even her boyfriend does not know. Nobody knows that she's the creator of Slay. But when it is that a teenager is murdered and like attention is focused on her game, and you have people that start calling her anti-white and racist, and a troll infiltrates her game and wants to take it over, it's up to her to protect her game without losing her identity. And this story about a black girl gamer who is fighting, you know, to like keep her blackness and also keep her identity and also keep her game. And as someone who is black and who is a gamer, I've been a gamer since I was like, what, 7, 8? Like, the whole concept of this just makes me very happy. Lina, this is a treasure, and I am so thankful and so humbled and so grateful. Thank you so much. You are one of the most amazing people, and you absolutely made a holiday a little bit less painful. So thank you so much for this. Lina also got me Anger is a Gift by Mark Oshiro. I don't know if you all know this, but I did interview Mark Oshiro a couple of months ago, and like I already love talking to them. I enjoyed the way in which, you know, they saw the world and they were telling the stories. And in Anger is a Gift, right, the core of it is we follow a teenager, Moss, who is attending the school, you know, is trying to be the good student, the considerate student, a great boyfriend. Well, when it becomes the rallying point after tragedy strikes, and he's trying to deal with that, and also, you know, realizing the fact that the infrastructure in the school is crumbling, nobody's really listening to the teenagers, the resource officers that they have in their school basically are looking at them as a threat. And when tragedy strikes again, the question would be, should they keep quiet? Should Moss keep quiet, or would he tap into that and finally realize that for things to change, sometimes you have to lean into your anger, because anger is a gift? And as someone who, I am a firm believer in the fact that things rarely ever change until people get angry. You have to get angry enough to demand a change. You have to get angry enough to kick back against the system that would always see you as a threat, that would treat you as a threat, that would not look out for your well-being. Every single time you have a system like that, like I always believe that anger is the only way to, you know, start enforcing and like forcing that change to happen. So I cannot wait to read this. I know this book is going to wreck me, but I cannot wait to read it. And like I said, this also came from Lina. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. Next up, Gina Lynn got me All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. This is a memoir, and George M. Johnson is a black queer man, and it basically in this book it shares, you know, what it means to be both, the intersectionality of his identities, also telling us, you know, about him growing up, his first relationship, how he navigated that space, black joy, etc., masculinity, what it means to be queer, what it means to be black, can you straddle both? I have wanted to read this ever since George M. Johnson started talking about this book as he was writing it, and then when it came out I was like, oh my god, I need to get this, and I put it on my wish list hoping that, you know, eventually I'll get to it. So Gina getting this for me was a surprise and also a very humbling experience, because I repeat, this is about black queer joy, and I'm here for it, and I can't wait to read this. Thank you so much, Gina. This is a treasure. I am going to treasure this book. I am going to read it. I'm going to absorb it. I want it to sink into my skin. So excited. Oh my god. So yeah, thank you. All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. Gina also got me A Song of Wraith and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. If you all saw my anticipated books of 2021 video, which was, like I said, the last video I released last year, you would know I have the second book of this series on that list, and I was like, oh my god, I know that I know I'm going to want to read the second book, but I was like, when I get this, I can't wait to get this book and then read it and then, you know, pick up the second book. And I was just saying that I did not know this book had already been purchased, so seeing this just made me so happy. Gina, you are amazing. One, look at that cover, people. Look at that cover. Oh my god, look at that cover. Look at that girl. Look at that black girl magic on the front of the page. Damn. I want to do that style. Like, I legitimately want to do that hairstyle. Like, oh my god. The jewelry, the bracelets, the necklaces, like everything staggered on her neck and her arms. Like, oh goddamn. Gorgeous. But do you know what makes me even happier? The whole concept of the story, because you legit have enemy, I won't even call it enemies to lovers, right? You see, you have Malik, whose sister was kidnapped, and for him to get her back, he entered this deal, the deal being that he will kill the princess in order to get his younger sister's freedom, right? But then you have Kiran, whose mother has died, and who is like, fuck this shit, I don't want to rule, like, and who is desperate to have her mother back, and for her to resurrect her mother, the ritual, the sacrifice involves the beating heart of a king. So she decided that, you know what, this competition is coming up. She's going to choose the winner of the competition as the new king so that she can kill said king to resurrect her mother. Meanwhile, Malik enters the competition hoping that if he wins the competition, he'll be able to marry Karina and kill her in order to gain his sister's freedom. So one needs to kill the other to gain his sister's freedom, and the other one needs to kill the other in order to resurrect her mother. And in all of this, attraction swells, because what else do we expect? I am ready for the drama. I am ready for the pain. I am ready for the betrayal, because it's going to be so sweet. But then again, they are both backstabbing the other. So I'm just like...
Delicious. Finally. Some good fucking food.
Next up, I got The Year of the Witching by Alexis Anderson. This I got from Tirill. Tirill, you are amazing. You are the bomb. Do you know how much I've been wanting to read this book? The whole concept of this. You have Emmanuel, who grew up in the church, right? A mother had an affair with someone of a different race, and as such, Emmanuel is mixed race, and she suffers the disgrace, or rather, her family falls into disgrace as a result of it. And so Emmanuel, in order to help take away a family's shame, overcompensate by being very involved in the church, you know, and basically doing every single thing that is asked of her from the church. But then when situations arise that lead her into the dark wood, which is this woods where apparently some of the members of the church had, like, you know, chased witches into, and she encounters the spirits of witches who bestow on her a gift of her mother's diary, which one helps her to realize that her mother actually had sought sanctuary with the witches, and that two things at the church, the congregation where she grew up, there's quite a layer of darkness to it that she did not know. And she realizes that the only way in which her town can change is if she starts and creates that change. I cannot wait to read this. I heard that The Year of the Witching is a great book. So many people I know and trust adore this book, and my very good friend and Jerry, Sister Sci-Fi, Chloe at Thistle and Verse, like they do this like book club body read on Facebook, and The Year of the Witching is the book they chose for, I think, either January or February. So Tirill, you did not know this, but you're a lifesaver, because I was planning on getting it in January. I was thinking I might not, like, the book will not arrive early enough for me to read it physically, so I was planning to get it on audio, but you saved me. You saved me, boo. You saved me. What the hell am I singing? It makes no sense, but Tirill saved me. So I shall sing and stop singing, cause now I'm off key. The fuck is this? Sorry. So Tirill, you saved me, and I totally get it. I would keep it on the days when it rains, but if it does not rain before the body read, like the book club starts, I'm probably just going to open the tap and pretend like that's the rain I can hear. But thank you so much for this. Once again, just like with everybody else I said, you absolutely made my holiday. Thank you. Next is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. This was gifted to me by Monica Palmer over at my Bookish Delights. Like I said, I'm going to leave link to everybody's channel in the description bar so you can go check them out. And I am so thankful because, one, Monica, your message made me cry. Knowing, like I repeat, knowing that like my content makes you so happy makes me beyond happy, and I am humbled and grateful, and I absolutely cannot wait to check out your channel and check out your content. And thank you so much for this. This is like my heart is swelling. It's like swelling out of this chest and everything else. One, because you picked a great book. I'm certain I've not edited on my channel. Holly Black is one of my favorite writers. I absolutely love the way in which she writes her fairy, and in this we follow Hazel and Ben, who live in a town where, like, basically they live side by side with like the fair folk, right? Because this also takes place within the world of the Folk of the Air series. Actually, no, I think the Folk of the Air series is like takes place close to the world of this, and I've been wanting to read this for like forever because I wanted to get an understanding of their story, and now I get the chance to do so because, I repeat, Monica, your generosity, I am humbled, I am floored. Thank you so much. Oh my god, Holly Black, like, oh, next thing, I think my Holly Black collection is about complete. Oh, this is making me so happy. Bring me down. Monica also got me this, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. You already know I have a Celestia by Erin Morgenstern. I've not started reading it yet, but I have been told that you either love Night Circus or you don't, because this is a book where the main action, the main romance does not start for like until like maybe 3/4 in, and I'm like, yo, that means the world building must be epic, right? Because this takes place in the world of the night circus. The night circus being the circus that you can never predict when it would come or where it would appear. It just is, and it sits as the background to this like several years long battle between two illusionists who keep like trying to one up each other, and apparently it becomes a love story as well. I love illusion, like illusion magic. I love reading about it. I love watching it. Like they are one of my favorite movies to watch. Yes, I am that girl that absolutely watched The Illusionist and Prestige, and I'm like, which one of them is better? Which one of them is my most preferred? I'm not going to answer that question, but I have been wanting to read this ever since I got on BookTube and everybody was talking about Night Circus, and I'm like, oh my god, I've never read this book. And then Starless Seas came out and everybody was like, yo, by the author that wrote Night Circus, and I'm like, I've not read Night Circus, but I did get Starless Sea, and now I think that that's actually the reason. Maybe my subconscious was waiting for me to get Night Circus, so I will probably read Night Circus first to get an understanding of Erin Morgenstern's writing style, and then read the Starless Sea. But I am very, very excited, and this cover is stunning. Like, look at that cover, y'all. Look at that cover. Wow. Next I got dum 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 dum. Yeah, I am making no sense, but I'm so happy. Yeah. Okay, so see, here is it. I have never read the Percy Jackson books ever. I also did not watch the Percy Jackson movie because when I wanted to, my friends were like, bitch, I'm gonna slap you if you watch that absolute trash, absolute mess. Hold off, read the books first. But I was one of the kids that grew up reading She Must Not Be Named as opposed to Percy Jackson, so I did not read Percy Jackson growing up, and finally I have the full Percy Jackson box set. This shit is heavy. This bitch is heavy. I'm just like, imagine, like, yo, this is like shot put. Like, imagine if I was training for the Olympics. This is what I'll be using. Like, oh my god, pull my arm back, build arm muscle, and then throw it. Actually, no, thou shalt not throw books. That's like the #1 rule of being a book nerd. But this was gifted to me by the amazing Sarah over at Novel Serendipity. Sarah is one of my absolute favorite friends. We've been friends since it's been like for over 2 years now. We've been friends for over 2 years, right? Yeah, because it was we met, we became friends in 2019. We were partners, body read partners for the 2019 Valentines, which was the first edition of the Valentines, and we read Daughter of Smoke and Bone, the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogies together, and we've been body reading every month ever since. She owns my heart. I love her to bits, and she got me this for Christmas. Sarah, your generosity knows no bounds. I am so thankful. I'm also happy that you've not read Percy Jackson, because this is yet another series we're absolutely going to body read together. I might do a reading vlog of this, of me reading Percy Jackson for the first time, because I definitely want to know the hype. Also, I think this is a great time for me to read it, because now that we know that they are redoing it on Disney, I will read it early enough before the new adaptation, which hopefully will be much better than the absolute travesty of a mess the old movie was. I cannot wait to read it. So yes, thank you so much, Sarah. My heart, I love you, I love you. And finally, I also got the Kane Chronicles. This was sent to me by Ollie March, who is Marcherwitch on Twitter, and also in my YouTube comments. Ollie, I adore you. Like, goddamn. See, this, I am so excited to read this as well, because this apparently, I think, follows Apollo, right? Because Percy Jackson, which, by the way, I never did talk about what Percy Jackson was about, did I? Right? Did I? No. Because I get it, because I'm working with father. A lot of people probably know Percy Jackson, the son of, like, the half mortal son of Poseidon, who has to go through some trials and who goes to this training school, Camp Half-Blood, and I know he's dyslexic because he has dyslexia as a result of him being like half god, and that's basically all I know, because amazingly enough, I've remained spoiler free. I know the power of my intimidating stare, because every time someone's about to spoil Percy Jackson, I'm like, I have not read the series yet. If you tell me what happens, I will break every single bone in your body.
Try me, bitch. Try me.
Anyway, that is all I know about Percy Jackson, and I know this follows Apollo, but most importantly, this takes place in ancient Egypt, and I'm like, Egyptian mythology, ancient Egyptian mythology, I am here for this shit. Let me know, you all, like, does Kane Chronicles immediately follow Percy Jackson, or is there another series that comes after Percy Jackson but before Kane Chronicles? Drop it in the comments so that I can read it in order. I want to read it in the right order, so I don't like miss any of the references. I want to have a full, holistic, awesome experience. But yeah, that is the end of my very first book haul of 2021, which is just proof for me that this year is going to be hopefully way better than 2020, because 2020 was an absolute shit show of a year. But yeah, those are the books. Those are the books I bought, the books I received. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who sent me stuff. Your generosity never fails to astound me. I know I am like, this is something I always say, and I'm certain people are like, oh my god, no, I always say that, but I legit mean it. I legit mean it. I just like, I'm humbled and I'm floored, and I'm so thankful. So thank you so much. But yeah, let me know which of these books you think I should get to first. Let me know which of these books are also on your list that you're hoping to read very, very soon. If you like this video, as always, please do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. Check out my other videos. Subscribe if you want to, and if you do decide to subscribe, please do not forget to click on the bell icon. So after you hit subscribe, click on that bell that appears so that you have all notifications turned on, so you don't miss any of my new videos. But however, whatever the case may be, I do make new videos every Wednesdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. EST. Although, like, the reason why you should have all notifications turned on, because I might throw a couple of videos like outside of those regular upload days, because I have a lot of videos I want to catch up on, so that I can know that my 2020 like slated videos are done and I'm like ready for 2021 videos. But anyway, have all notifications turned on, don't miss any of my new videos. I would see you next time. Until then, stay passionate, love books, love yourself. Bye.